What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing a quick impromptu video. I want to talk about the kind of how to reduce the recoil of your AK, particularly AK-47, because AK-74 doesn't have that much recoil. But for some people, the AK-47 can kick you around a little bit. So I wanted to talk about two really easy ways. I'm not sure if I'm going to title this video about the brake or about the other thing I'm going to talk about in a second, but two easy ways that you can reduce the recoil of your AK-47. And the first one, and definitely the most effective, is going to be this brake right here. I don't know if I can get it. It's a precision armament brake for your AK-47. I also use precision armament brakes on my AR-15, although I like it much more on the AK, believe it or not, because there's more recoil on an AK, so you notice the brake working a little bit better. This is the M4-72 AK-47 brake. And I'll zoom in here real quick so you guys can get a better look at it. It is right there. And this thing is the most effective brake for an AK on the market. Guaranteed. As far as ARs and even 308 ARs go, they make one of these for a AR-10 as well. As far as just reducing the recoil, this thing is ridiculous. It's not that heavy. I think it runs right around 3 ounces, so it's right around the same weight as the JP, I think. But wow, if you don't know if you see these fins, it looks very similar to a Barrett, like a Barrett 50 cal, the old like tank style brakes they had on them. And this thing directs almost all of the gas rearward. So therein lies the negative. As you can see on my AK there's all kinds of grime on the front sight and stuff like that. That's because this thing pushes a lot of gas towards you. You're going to notice it, especially on the AR, which is a higher velocity round. This thing pushes a ton of gas in your face. It is extremely effective, but again, pushes a lot of gas in your face. The reason why I wouldn't suggest this necessarily for an AR-15 is because the AR doesn't have that much recoil already, and what you're really trying to control with the AR is going to be muzzle climb and just the barrel moving around a little bit. And I think for that, I might prefer that PRI brake that I had on before it. But as far as the AK goes, I am so impressed, it's ridiculous. I mean, it increased the follow-up shots on my AK dramatically. And along with that, and paired with that, I have this UTG butt pad here. And the reason why this works relatively well also is because it increases the surface area that the stock contacts with your shoulder. So if it increases the surface area, and it, there's a little bit of cushion there as well instead of that steel butt pad that's under there, since it increases the surface area, it just distributes the recoil a little bit better, and you don't feel it that much. And for me, I actually like the added length a lot because I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", so the stocks on an AKs are a little bit shorter than I like, so this covers 2 bases for me really, really well. As you can see there, I kind of have this attached a little janky. I saw online that you're supposed to attach these with a belt, or you're supposed to do all kinds of weird stuff. I just took the screws that are on the butt plate and I backed them out and put the butt plate in here and then just screwed them down, and just screwed this thing down along with the butt plate with the same screws that came with the AK. And then just for a little added security, in case I rip this and rip it right out because this is rubber, I just tied a piece of paracord through here because, hey, I might need paracord someday and it'll be on my rifle already. And as far as AKs go, I really don't care what they look like. I always think they look cool. The more beat up they are, I feel like the cooler they look. Talking about the M4-72 real fast, I wanted to talk about how you install it. And it's relatively easy for you guys that are AK guys, you probably already know, but for some people that are AR people, instead of really having to crank over it like an AR-15, this comes with a pair of crush washers, as you see there, kind of unique ones actually. And all you do is put that on there, and you push this little button down here, and you just screw it on until you push these crush washers down, and then the button releases, when you get to the point to where it's indexed. And it's relatively easy. It's really easy to install. As I said, you can do it. I did it with just my hand. I didn't even use a wrench, so pretty impressed on how easy it was to install. Again, with the butt pad, if you install correctly, it's probably easy to install. I did it kind of janky because I didn't want to read directions or do anything. The M4-72 AK-47 severe duty brake from Precision Armament is also ion bonded as far as the coating goes, so I think the coating will last quite a while. And it is also, I believe it's made of stainless steel. so it'll last quite a while as well. Not only will the coating last, but the brake will also last. So, in conclusion, if you like having the 7.62 by 39 round and you want it to recoil a little bit less and you want to shoot a little bit faster, I really think this is your solution for that problem. With this brake especially, and like I said, since the stock's a little bit smaller, if you want to even reduce the recoil even more, especially like my wife shot this rifle and she actually really liked it. I was really surprised. She'd shot an AK before and she hated it. This one, now that I put this on here, this is a Century Arms Wasser 10, by the way. But since I put those two accessories on here, and obviously the red dot too, because my wife doesn't like iron sights, but those two really made a big difference, and I don't know if I gave you enough details. I think this brake runs right around $100. I got it off PRI's website. A lot of times you can find them on eBay or like Rainer Arms and stuff like that for cheaper. And as far as this butt pad goes, I didn't give you too many details because I've seen this very similar, if not the same design butt pad from like 5 or 6 different companies sold on like 20 different websites. So wherever you can find this weird looking thing for relatively cheap, I would suggest pick one up. And I know it looks kind of stupid, but believe me, it really does work. And for me, functionality is key. And if this thing rips off, who cares? I still have a regular stock that works perfectly fine. So for me, functionality is king, and I don't absolutely hate the way it looks anyway because, you know, as I said, AKs are kind of rough looking to begin with. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I really like how they look, and I prefer the dirtier and the more beat up they are, the cooler I think they look. So if you like this video and if you have any comments about the brake or even the weird looking butt pad, leave them in the comment section below. Like the video and share it if you liked it, and if you want to see future videos, you can subscribe to my channel. Please help out your local homeless shelters and remember to recycle. Check you later.